So you're ready to dive into some ancient wisdom with me today.
Always up for that. What do we have?
Okay, well, we're going to explore this collection of Tamil verses called the Nanakral,
Oh, cool.
written by a poet named Vayar
Oh,
centuries ago.
okay. I'm familiar with the Vayari.
And it's full of these really insightful verses about, living an ethical and meaningful life.
Hmm.
And specifically, we're going to be looking at chapter 11 called Arul Peruthal, which means receiving grace. And we're going to kind of unpack what that means, how living truthfully can actually bring more grace into our lives.
Yeah, the Nanakaral, it's amazing how it speaks to, experiences that are so universal
Right.
and still so relevant today, even though it was written, like centuries and centuries ago.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So to get us started, can you give us a little background on this concept of oral? Like, what does grace actually mean in this context?
Yeah, it's a really important concept in Tamil thought, this idea of oral. It's um, often translated as grace, like you said,
Yeah.
but also blessings, divine favor, even a kind of positive energy or state of being that you can cultivate.
Okay, interesting. So it has like a very practical element to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating about this chapter is how it connects oral, this grace, directly to the way we live our lives and specifically to being truthful.
I see.
Like that's the pathway.
Okay, so it's not just about like telling the truth to other people,
Yeah.
but it's about cultivating a sense of inner truthfulness as well, right?
Yes, exactly. Avaya really emphasizes that true grace, true ruler, it starts from within. There's actually this verse where she compares the feeling of receiving grace to like a traveler who finally finds a clear, flowing stream in the middle of, a scorching desert.
Oh, wow.
Like it's that sense of relief and refreshment.
Yeah,
And that's what it feels like to be aligned with your own truth.
I love that imagery. It makes me think about like how refreshing it can feel when you're finally honest with yourself about something, even if it's a hard truth.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that's exactly what AVR is getting at, right? This idea that even when it's challenging aligning yourself with the truth,
Hmm.
it ultimately leads to a sense of peace, a
Yeah.
kind of inner grace and inner rule.
That's really beautiful. And this chapter doesn't just talk about that inner peace, right?
No, not at all.
It also suggests that living truthfully can actually have an impact on the world around us.
Absolutely, yeah. There's this other verse where she describes truthfulness as a kind of shield.
A shield. Okay.
Yeah, a shield that protects you from harm. And she's not talking about a literal shield here,
Right.
but rather the way that, when you're consistently truthful,
Yeah.
you naturally attract more positive experiences and relationships into your life.
Oh, that's interesting. It's like that idea that integrity attracts integrity, right?
Exactly.
People can kind of sense when you're being authentic and they're drawn to it.
Exactly. And that, in a way, is a form of external grace. That when you live in alignment with truth, the world around you responds in kind.
Yeah. You know what I love about this chapter is that Avire uses such vivid imagery to get her points across. I especially like that metaphor she uses, comparing truth to a lamp illuminating a dark room.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
It really shows how truth can cut through all the like confusion and deception in the world. It helps us to see things more clearly.
Yeah.
And it's not just about illuminating things for ourselves, it's about helping the people around us to see more clearly too.
Exactly, yeah. And that contributes to a more just and compassionate world.
Yeah, that's a really powerful thought to end on. It's not just about personal growth, it's about the ripple effect that living truthfully can have on everyone around us. Like, imagine if we all really embrace truthfulness in our relationships, in our work, in our communities. Imagine the positive impact it could have. If you're intrigued by this idea of living truthfully and you're curious to learn more, I highly recommend checking out the Dinakaral for yourself.